Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my Pick a Card video. Today's question is, what can we offer each other in this relationship? So what can you offer to your partner and what can they offer to you at this time? Because remember, tarot always reflects the energies of now and not of the long-term distant future. So I'm focusing on love relationships, not all sort of diverse relationships. So I've used the tarot of sexual magic. So there will be scenes of a sexual nature, but as always, you must take the message as it resonates to you. So if you feel it can apply to a different type of relationship other than a romantic one, that's fine. You must always take the message as makes sense to you and apply it to your life using common sense, and just take the advice as you feel that you can make best use of it. Now we have options 1, options 2, options 3 and option 4. I'm going to put the timestamps to these 4 readings in the description box along with all of my contact details in case anyone would like to buy a private reading from me. I'm also going to put the times in the pinned comment for those of you that are using a mobile device and need that so that you can shoot forward to your particular reading. Now, I want you to think about the relationship that you're in, you and your partner. I want you to take a few deep breaths and close your eyes and calm down and just really reflect upon the relationship. And then ask the question, what can we offer each other in this relationship? I don't want you to doubt yourself, to get any kind of confusion. I want you to just choose the set that you are most attracted to. If you would like a little bit more time, then please press pause because I am now going to be moving on to reading 1. Thank you. Okay, those of you that chose option 1, here is your reading. Make sure I divide them properly. So I've actually divided them into person 1 and person 2. Now I'm going to read it as though this is your partner and this is you. But of course, if it resonates the other way, just follow that. So we've got the 2 of Pentacles, Death and the Magician. That's nice. Make sure you can see everything. And then for you, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Might just have to adjust my camera a bit so you can see everything. That's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah. Sorry for the big squeak. Judgment and 10 of Chalices. So this is nice. This is nice. Might look and think, oh no, the Death card, but don't. It's really nice. Yep. Okay then. So the other person, your partner, we've got the 2 of Pentacles, which is, it's talking about sort of, it's like she's indifferent to him. But I don't think there actually is indifference. She's turned her back to him. This is talking about fear, I suppose, inhibitions, and the desire to overcome them. It's 2 of Pentacles. It's about juggling. So I think they have desires and urges and wants in regards to the relationship, but they're also conflicted about them. Some of you are going to be just recently have discovered this person, recently found this person, and you're just in the quite early stages of the relationship. And others of you, this is much more long-standing relationship. So the way I could see that is if you've just met each other, that they might be a bit skittish. They might be a bit sort of, oh, I'm not sure. I want to be with you, but am I ready? Or is this going too quickly? Or should I put the brakes on a bit, that kind of thing. If you've been together for quite a while, you might have had a big fight, or there's been a disagreement about what the future holds, and they sort of want to be with you, but they're worried about this change that's happened in your relationship. So yeah, it talks about inhibition and sort of, I suppose in a sense being stuck, but wanting to move forward, wanting things to happen, and having this hesitation. But what's really good is we've got the Death card, which of course represents change. So they want to change from this hesitation. So although they're at the moment sort of, you know, oh, one step forward, two steps back, they don't want it to be like that. They want it to change, to end, to be something more. They want for your relationship to be transformed, so that you're like this couple that are just happy sleeping in each other's arms, and change. So whatever, if your partner has been sort of holding back on you, and this could be for any reason, whether it's within the relationship or due to previous life experiences that sort of made them, you know, sort of, well, you know, you might say, oh, I've met this person, and they come and they say that, oh, I like you, I want us to be friends, but oh, I don't actually have relationships, I'm always single. You know, they could well want to come forward and be in a relationship with you, but finding it difficult and having to overcome that. I'm sure the card mentions fear in the description. I might look that up depending on how this goes. But they want to change that. They want to cut the old out of their life and embrace the new. And in terms of an actual relationship that's long-standing, they want to overcome this current difficulty and to restart the relationship fresh. Get rid of what didn't work, and they're willing to do everything in their power in order to make that a reality. They're willing to manifest. So if this new person that you've met has sort of said, well, I don't date, and you know, I don't date, I just have lots of friends, and that's not me, you know, I'm you know, I like doing other things. They're feeling conflicted and they do want it, and in fact, they're at the moment, what they can offer you in this relationship is change in order to do that, to be with you. And the same in a long-standing relationship, they're willing to do what they use all the powers at their disposal in order to change, I suppose, for you, which is such a big thing to say. So don't go ahead and expect they're going to completely transform themselves in order to meet your perfect ideal. I don't think that's the case. I think what they're trying to transform is their fears, to overcome their fears and inhibitions. Two of Pentacles. I'm just going to double check I'm not missing anything. Embarrassment, uncertainty, unease, and the fear of getting involved must be overcome. So they're scared of getting too involved with you. They're scared of being, some of them just being scared of being in a relationship, if this is someone you've just met, and others of them are really unsure of being in a relationship with you because of something that's gone on, and that could be anything depending on you as an individual, but they're willing to change and sort of cut out what's not serving them anymore, and transform what they have got into something brilliant for you. This is so positive. This is somebody showing proactive change in order to make a success of a relationship. What you've got in order to offer to them is basically a sort of mirror of this perseverance. Look at this man here. She's being cold and indifferent to him, but he is still, he's not giving up. He's at her feet, sort of saying, oh no, come on, holding on to her ankle, trying to creep round her and sort of overcome this indifference. So I feel that in both cases, no matter whether you're a lady or a gentleman, your partner is the lady and you are that gentleman. That they need you to keep coming forward gently, not like pushing ahead and sort of stomping on them. This is possibly quite a sensitive, delicate person for some of you, but that you're still coming forward gently and with persistence, but saying, I'm not giving up. I'm still, you know, I don't want to give up on us, on our relationship, or the possibility of a relationship. But it's just, I mean, look at him. He's only just touching her on her shoulder, and he's, you know, just gently coming at her. This man sort of really put himself in a submissive pose, and he's just gently touching her ankle. So there's not any sort of overt forcefulness with it. There's a respect for boundaries, and a careful moving of those boundaries at every turn between you and the partner. And this is so well matched, it's brilliant, because it's someone understanding. He understands what's going on here with this lady, and he respects that, and he's gonna slowly creep his way up the leg, basically. You know, she's a bit short. I don't know why she's topless, but anyway, she's got one boob covered, so she's not completely comfortable yet, but she's letting him touch her ankle. So if we take this from progression of being fully closed with her back to him, he's now got closer. He's now got closer to her. There's more clothes off. I know she's hair colour's changed, but ignore that. He's got closer to her. So I think you're moving in the right direction in regards to this person, and taking it at the correct slow pace and respecting of boundaries, because the more you respect boundaries, the more that they will let you in, because they will begin to trust you. Next we have Judgment, which in this particular deck means like love at first sight. Well, I don't know, some of you might have thought that when you met your partner, but really it's about hearing the call. So you've got to hear something about this person. So if they come and say to you, well, I've had a bad past, or, you know, in this relationship currently this thing has happened, and, you know, it's made me insecure and unsure, you have to listen to them. Some of you are going to listen to your partner and hear something that's just like the call from heaven for you. So this person, like if you've just met this person, they might be just sort of, this is the person you've always been waiting for, or been waiting to hear someone talk like this, you know, speak like this, because it's like the sound. You know, it's and you've heard the call of them. You might have heard literally and understand this reticence in them, and it's beautiful to you to hear that they're willing to change and to do everything in their power in order to make a success of the relationship. And that's what you can offer them. You can offer them the hearing of it, the listening, and that's an important skill. What you're also offering them is, of course, is a happy family, however that manifests for you as an individual, but it's a happy family, and you're offering them the potential to change. And some of you are literally offering them the potential of a family. Whether you've got one already or to have one with them. And remember, they're willing to change in order to make things a reality. And you're also offering them a happy, secure family. It's a place of trust and abundance and happiness, which is the foundation for family, for establishing a family. This is really sort of both of you, I feel, based on these cards, are looking for a long-term committed relationship, and you're both willing to do what it takes in order to get it. So I say that you're both on the same level. If this completely resonates, even if it's the other way around, if the situation resonates, you are both ready for a long-term committed relationship, and with the other person, or just generally in relationships. This is really nice reading, because it shows maturity and understanding that you need to make these things happen. You have to commit and feel attached to each other, and because you can't commit to anything that you don't believe in, and you can't commit to anything that you don't feel love for. But I sense that there is love between the two of you, based on this 10 of chalices, and this, you know, we've got the Death and the Magician, someone who's willing to just cut out what's no good and move towards creating everything, doing everything in their power. You know, if this comes across as what do they intend? Do they intend to do everything they have to with every skill they possess? So they're willing to change for you and become a better person, willing to offer all aspects of themselves. Yeah, this is a good reading. So those of you that chose option 1. I can't see any more in there that I need to tell you, so I'm going to finish off. I wish you both all the best of luck for the future. Please let me know in the comment section if it resonates with you, and so on. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening to me. Bye. Okay, those of you that chose option 2, this is your reading. Now I've split the cards obviously into 2 different people. This is person 1 and person 2. So I'm reading it as though this is your partner and this is you. But if you find that the other way around resonates more, that's fine. Go with that, whatever makes sense to you. So this is what your partner can offer you. So we've got the Queen of Swords, the 5 of Swords, and the 4 of Pentacles. What you can offer them is the 3 of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the 2 of Swords. Okay, I do feel for a lot of people watching this video, this is really coming to the end of the relationship. We've got a lot of swords, mainly swords, and a couple of pentacles. We've got no cups, no major arcana, nothing. And these 2 cards basically in different ways refer to the same thing, which is about the ending of a relationship, both of them. What your partner can offer you, we have the Queen of Swords, which is, even though it hurts, you can still love someone, and even though it hurts, you have to send away the people that are no good for you anymore. This woman is looking at this painting of this man and she's sad and she's yearning for him, but he's not in her life because he's no good there. So what you can offer your partner is getting rid of the things that are no good. Now, for some of you, yes, that is in terms of ending the relationship. Others of you, you might feel it makes more sense that what you've got to let go of are the things that aren't any good for the relationship, parts of yourself, aspects of yourself, things that you do, things that you say, or even think. You know, some of you have just met this person, others of you are in a more long-standing relationship. If you have just met someone, don't let past loves hold you back. You know, if you've broken up with someone and you still think of them, you know, this is literally your old boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, let them go. That's what you can offer them, letting them go of people that are no good for you anymore. And old partners, although for whatever reason your relationship ended, doesn't matter, they're not in your life anymore and have no place in your current relationship. If this is a more long-standing relationship and that meaning doesn't resonate about letting go of old loves that aren't in your life anymore, this could mean that what you can offer them is literally letting them go, for some of you. We've also got taking risks. You know, what they can offer you is taking a risk. Now, I wonder for some of you, I just see a scenario in these 3 cards about a couple sort of having a big fight or coming to the realisation that it's over. And what they can offer you is taking advantage of the moment, taking a risk, one last chance to try and get back together maybe. And that's what they can offer you, one last chance. You know, you get the feeling that this couple have just met and they're just sort of like, quick, this is our opportunity. Some of you might think, well, does that mean just one last time in bed? Maybe. That's up to you whether you want to take advantage of that. But there's a risk there, taking a risk. I suppose not being inhibited in any way, not being frightened of failure. You know, I'm just looking in the book. You must overcome the fear of judgment, shame, and a sense of inadequacy. So what they can offer you maybe is that they're going to let go of that sense of inadequacy, of shame, of not being enough. So If at any point you have made them feel that they're not enough, what they might be offering you in this relationship is, well, if I'm not good enough for you, I'll go. If you're saying, why aren't you getting the job that pays brilliantly, or why aren't you've got all these talents, why aren't you taking advantage of them? Why don't you want kids yet? Or what do you mean you only want to have kids and get a mortgage? Don't you want more than that? They might be looking and saying, letting go. And this is really significant because it's about slow burning love and desire. You know, it's the Four of Pentacles. I mean, she just looks like she's flopped there and she's just absorbing. She's in her own world and he's wanting to reach out to her and he can't because she's just flopped out asleep in front of the fire in her own little world. But it's about that she still loves him, and although she's not on fire literally for him in the throes of passion, she's still burning with desire. Her fire is a slow burning ember, and he's looking for it and he can't find it. So this person, I think, still has feelings for you and still loves you, but it's turning within to something that's just inside themselves and isn't shared out anymore at this moment in time. And that's, you know, so they're not giving you the hugs and kisses and the loves and whatever. It's all being kept within. So they can offer you this love, but I think at this moment they can't literally give it to you, because I get the sense from you what you can offer them. Again, it's about ending. It's about saying, finding out what went wrong before moving on. So if you're saying, but hang on a minute, I never thought about any of those things, you wanted them to feel inadequate, you need to let them know. Because if they go on feeling that way into a next relationship, it might not go so well for them, and that's no way to treat anyone. If you can help them let go of that sense of inadequacy, where you can say, we were just not compatible, or we're just not compatible, we want different things, and it's not that you're any lesser, it's just that we're not going to have a long-term future. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. We have a man offering a woman a green lemon, and I get lots of phrases, it's a lime. It's not. Lemons, before they ripen, are green, and you can't do anything with a green lemon. A lime is not a unripe lemon, by the way. You know, lemons start off green and then they turn yellow, and when they're yellow you can do whatever you want to do with them. And he's offering her something that she can't do anything with. She's got to wait for it to ripen before she can cut it up to put in a drink, or like I do, make lemon drizzle cakes. She can't do anything with it. So I think you're offering something that they can't do anything with at this moment in time. And specifically with this card, it talks about letting things to mature so that the chalices don't become bitter, so that the love doesn't become bitter. If you try and rush something, it's like you've got to let the emotions settle. If you think, well, if I come forward and say to them, it's over and this is why it's over, I'll turn nasty. What you can offer them is patience. So if you say to them, if they're coming forward to you with this green lemon, because they want to take a risk, remember, to maybe try and see, can I make you happy if I say, or give me one more chance. If you say, I can't talk to you now, leave it and I'll contact you in a week or so. Leave me for a month, whatever. And then you can calmly come to them and say, I've let my passions settle down, I'm not so angry, I'm not gonna, explode. I've, managed to calm down and I can rationalise my thoughts. You're going to be able to come forward and offer them what needs to be offered. Remember, they want to move forward and be risky and sort of get rid of this sense of inadequacy. You need to slow them down. And we also have the Two of Swords, our final sword. this really what resonates for me, what came immediately when I saw the card, is not offering more than you can deliver. That's what you can offer in this relationship. Don't make promises you can't keep. You know, he's offering her this lovely tulip, it looks like there, and she's sort of resisting taking it because there's this, you know, in this picture, an implication that if she accepts the flower, she's accepting an invitation or accepting his overture, you know, and she's not sure she wants to take that. But if she say, you know, resists the flower, she can say, I never accepted anything from you. And equally, you know, if he says, I gave you the flower and you accepted it, so why did you lead me on? You know, so don't lead your partner on. You've got to not promise more than you can deliver or expect more than can be delivered from them. If you feel that you're the one offering the flower and forcing the flower on them, you're not going to do any good in that. You can offer the flower, and if they say no, not now, okay, I understand. But if it is more that they're trying to shove the flower under your nose, you need to say, look, I'm not accepting that at this moment, because if I accept it, there's an expectation of something. Now, the flower can represent contact. If they call your mobile phone all the time or send you text messages, WhatsApp you, emails, whatever, however they can contact you, through your parents or something, don't acknowledge that, because the moment you acknowledge that, they'll have an expectation that they can carry on calling you. Whereas you need to sort of let it settle so that you can come to them rationally, I think rationally and calmly, and with understanding of yourself, of what you want, because you can't offer more than you can deliver. I do feel for some of you, and I feel a bit sad about this, that some of you are coming to the end of a relationship. Others of you might think, no, I don't want it to end. If you don't want the relationship to end, then it doesn't have to. But you do need to come to an understanding between the two of you why the relationship has got to this point that you're asking a question on the Pick a Card YouTube video of what can we offer each other in this relationship. And if you can't talk to them calmly and try and sort out why this is happening, remember, you're going to struggle. So be calm. There's all swords energy here, which is intellect, words, calm. It's about logic and rationality. And that, I think that's what you need to draw on. Yeah. I don't see any more in that reading for those of you that chose option 2. So I'm going to leave it there for you. Let me know in the comments section how this resonates for you, whether it makes any sense. I do wish you both the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening to my reading. Bye. Okay, those of you that chose option 3, here is your reading. Now, I've split the cards up so that this is partner 1 and this is partner 2. So I am reading it as this is your partner and what they can offer you in this relationship, and this is what you can offer them. But if you feel it resonates the other way around, then that's fine. Go with that. You're just going to have to adapt what I say to match you. So this is what your partner can offer you. And we have the 9 of Swords. We have the Devil. And the 5 of Chalices. What you can offer them is the Knave of Chalices, Cups, Page of Cups, sorry, the Wheel, and the King of Pentacles. Okie dokie. I mean, straight off, case of what they can offer you, this to me is a rebound relationship. All they can offer you is that they are on the rebound from their past. They might have just broken up with someone. I've said with the other readings, I don't know if you've just sort of met this person, just discovered each other, whether you've known each other for a very long time, have been together for a while and you're just having a bit of a blip, or what. So adapt it to how you feel. But I do feel that for a lot of you, you don't necessarily know this person particularly well in terms of a relationship. But anyway, let's apply it for both ways. 9 of Swords, what they can offer you at this moment is about having your curiosity satisfied. That's sort of overall the meaning of this 9 of Swords. It's about rubbing and caressing and not allowing doubt to stop you from satisfying your curiosity about knowing the answer. So for some of you, if you have been together for a long time and there's no curiosity left there, it's they can answer something for you. They can sort of explain something and sort of remove you know, sort of appease desire and start again as well, this sense of coming together. So if you've sort of not been sleeping together, let's be blunt, maybe you've, you know, had a dry period, or maybe you've had a big argument and neither of you have felt like it, what they can offer you is the chance to start again and sort of get back into the swing of things. And if you've really just met this person or know them for a while but you've always been friends and they've always been in a relationship, really all they can offer you is the chance to satisfy that curiosity, because we've got the Devil, which is orgy in this deck, and it's just about satisfying that primitive desire. You know, I say that about the Devil card, where it's just about the part of ourselves that are driven by our hormones and ancient strands of DNA that just are like wild animals that just want to, like when we're teenagers and we don't know whether we want to eat it, kill it, or have sex with it, you know, and we're just pure hormone vehicles until it all settles down and we sort of turn into our early 20s. But this is just, it's just hormone driven. So I mean, if you are absolutely sort of with this person but it sort of resonates that things have gone a bit stale, they can offer you the opportunity to get things kick started again and experiment and just sort of get back into your passion and reflect back on the past, because it's the 5 of Chalices. It's the 5 of Cups. It's about looking into the past and not seeing opportunities. And this is what this girl's doing. She's looking back at this weird face in the pond, which I feel represents a past love or past relationship that's failed or left her. And this man here is coming forward. I've got this beautiful bouquet of flowers. I want to court you. It's all very sweet. And she's sort of got one hand reached out to take it, but in reality she's still looking at this here. So for some of you, it is about looking back into the past of your relationship and saying, this is what we were like before, but maybe we could be something different. We could go back partly onto that, but allow ourselves to grow and change and become more. Yeah, so because I've muddled that up quite horribly because I was just there, my brain overworking. But I feel that if this is someone new that you've just met, it's about, yeah, they can offer you sex and it'll be good and it'll satisfy your curiosity. If you've ever wanted to know what it's like to be with this person, yeah, they can offer you that. But they're hung up on their previous relationship, or quite literally someone they're already with. So, you know, and it does happen. If you're going to, you know, say to me, oh, no, Oak Tree, actually, they're already with someone, he's still with his wife, she's still with her husband, they're going to stay. I would say at the moment their focus is on their partner. They're going to carry on at this moment in time, stay with their partner. And all they can offer you is sex. And if they are single, but you know they've recently come out of a relationship, they're not really ready for a proper relationship, it is just a sexual one that they can offer you. Which, you know, you might think, well, give them a bit more time, they might be ready. That's up to you. Others of you might say that sounds a bit true and I'm not interested, and that's fine as well. If this is someone that you've been with for a long time and you're thinking, what's left for us in this relationship, the spark can be reignited. The fun can be brought back into your relationship. You both can look at the past. They will look at the past and see, oh yeah, actually I don't want this fire to go out. And although they might have new opportunities, they're still thinking about the past relationship, and they can offer this spark back to you. Remember, because this flame here, this torch, is basically in water, but it's not extinguished as you would expect it to do in reality. What you can offer them. So, this is a clear message to me. Actually, I think regardless, what I'm going to do first is if you've just met them, and then I'm going to do in a relationship, because I don't want to mix up the message like I did with that first one. Knave of Chalices, Page of Cups. In this deck, the word attached to this card is jealousy. So if you've just met this person and you're thinking, I knew they were still hung up on their previous partner, I knew they weren't quite ready for me, I knew that they were just, you know, friends with benefits, whatever. All at this time is that you can offer them jealousy, that you're there thinking, what can I say to them? And you can't get the words right, and you're thinking about them kissing this other person, and look, he's driving himself mad. I want to get all these words down, I can't get it right, I want to say, I know, and I'm jealous. But they're not going to hear me because they're thinking of this other person. Remember? And that's not good for you, and it's not good for them. So if all you can offer them is jealousy, let this one be calm. But you are offering them the opportunity of changing. And what you need to offer them is the opportunity to observe, particularly because I'm drawn to her. I feel this is you. That this is perhaps where person one is, the person at the top has been at the bottom of the pile. And you might be helping them get up and go to the top. But be careful, because this person's, you know, crying and mascara's everywhere, it's a big mess. This person's on up, looking at her saying, I'm going to be you next. And I am going, how am I going to get to be like you? But this person here is just so self-absorbed in her own beauty and everything that's on offer, and doesn't notice that at some point she's going to flop off and end up this person here. So some of you are offering this person a new beginning, and you'll achieve that by observing, you know, being able to observe the truth of the situation. So, you know, and I think also tell the truth in this situation of what you want and what's sort of going on. And it really is about a new beginning, that you can offer them change and transformation, and also because this sense of observation about changing strategy. She's thinking, how can I be like that? What do I need to do in order to be that person? And I'm not saying how, you know, want you to start making notes. What can you do to please this person and satisfy them and do everything to fit them? Because that's terrible. Don't do that. Always be yourself. They have to accept you as you are. It doesn't mean that change won't come naturally, but that's different. Change comes naturally. Transforming yourself utterly in order to meet someone else's desires is a terrible thing to do, and will only bring you misery, basically. But you're offering the opportunity of change to them. So you could potentially change this situation where you say, actually, I don't want to just have sex with you. I'm worth more than that. And I deserve to be this glorious person who's very happy with themselves and satisfied, and knows their own worth. And that might be the change that you bring to them, where they sort of think, oh, I'm just going to turn and look at this person. I'm not going to be looking at this miserableness. I'm going to turn and look at this person. Now, this is what I think is the advice for you to follow more than what you can offer them. Because in this deck, the King of Pentacles refers to, it talks about fear. I don't want you to make them frightened, by the way. But I feel that this is you, the king here, and this is the person. That by coming on too strong, this king is making her frightened. And, you know, it implies an imbalance here, power imbalance. I mean, he's got this crown on his head. He looks like 2 foot taller than her. She's cowering behind this pillar and, you know, trying to cover herself up. You know, this sort of sense of she's going to be his victim. And it doesn't mean that he wants to make her his victim, that he's going to take his kingly rights, droit de seigneur, I don't think I'm saying that right, but you know what I mean, this sort of like, it's her wedding night and the king gets to sleep with her before her husband. It doesn't mean that, although it looks horrible in that sense. It could be that he's like, oh my god, this is the one for me, I want to make her my queen, I want to tenderly take care of her and provide for her every desire, because he is the King of Pentacles after all, and Pentacles are talking about providing. But she doesn't see that. All she sees is him coming at her, starkers, you know, reaching out, and it frightens her. So he's hesitating, and that's what you need to understand. The more you push at it, the less it's going to work. As the king is learning, he needs to try and get her to come to him as an equal, to have the confidence and the trust in him that he won't hurt her. So if this person's come out of a bad relationship, and they might be, you know, you might be in a sexual relationship, but they're not opening up emotionally they're trapped in the past. If you keep pushing at it, you're just going to shut the door completely. But if you're soft and tender with it, and understanding and respecting, and are not thinking about their past, and not being jealous of their past partner, and draw them out gently, because you can offer them change, you're going to have much more success. You have to get them to mutually want to come to you, to turn around and see the flowers you're accepting. If you're in a long-term relationship at this moment, you're only offering them jealousy. Do you think they're sleeping with someone else? Are they? Is this a case of, like on Friends, that you're on a break? You know, and Ross screamed, "We're on a break," you know, and you might be thinking, oh, they're sleeping with all these other people. I don't think they are, by the way. But you're jealous, and your brain is just whirring around with what are they up to without me. But you can change this relationship. You can offer change. You can turn things around, as long as you don't push it, as long as you're willing to offer them the overture and say, the relationship's still there, but I'm not going to come and beg you. I'm not going to come and text you every 2 seconds and bombard you. I want you to come to me to change this relationship. I want to bring the spark back, and for us to move on to the next stage of our marriage or partnership, whatever. You can't force the issue, otherwise you're going to widen the gulf of, I mean, specifically fear, but I just feel this is symbolic of the gulf between you if you push too hard. So that's what you can offer them. It's obviously a slightly different message to the what can they offer you and what can you offer them, but this is how it's manifested, and I feel that's the reading for you, those of you that chose option 3. Please let me know in the comment section if it does make any sense to you, if it resonates. I wish you both all the best of luck for the future. Please take very good care of yourself, and thank you very much for listening to me. Bye. Hello everybody that chose option 4. Here is your reading. So this is person 1, and this is representative of person 2. So I'm going to be reading it as though this is what your partner can offer you in your relationship at this time, and this is what you can offer your partner in this relationship at this time. But if you feel that it resonates more the other way around, that's fine. You're just going to have to change in your mind how I say the word, say it, and swap it to you. So instead of saying your partner, change it to you. I don't feel that made any sense, but I'm coming to the end of the 4th reading, and I'm glad about that. So this is what your partner can offer you. 9 of Wands. Oops. Ooh. Don't fly off. 6 of Chalices. King of Wands. I always love the King of Wands card. So what you can offer your partner. Oh, King of Swords. 10 of Swords. Chariot. Okay, this is different. This is interesting. Okay. Right, as with the others I've said, I don't know if you've just met this person and you're in the early stages of the relationship, or you've been together for years and years and this is sort of a lull in your relationship, or you're on a break, or you're just looking to see what, how you can keep it going. So just change it as to suit you. But your partner can offer you in this relationship communication and making up, really. This is about when you have an argument, it must be dealt with and you must make up with each other. You know, it's not going to bed on a fight, and this is what they can offer you. They're willing to, you know, compromise and talk and communicate all the important things in a relationship, where you listen to the other person and they listen to you, and you come to a decision about something. You know, I'm not going to fight with you anymore over this. Let's just, you know, and they don't want any disharmony in the relationship, or any unnecessary disharmony. They want to, yeah, communicate and discuss things. That's a healthy thing to see. We've got the Six of Chalices, which is the Six of Cups, so it's like the happy memories card, and they offer you happy memories, either because you've been with them for a long time, or the potential of happy memories. That they, you know, this lady's looking back at this piece of art, you know, of her kissing her partner, and she's like, oh, how great were we together, or I remember that time. So they're offering you, you know, pleasant times, pleasant memories, known joy, the things that you know bring you happy. So, you know, there's probably, I feel this is more of a longer relationship than someone you've just met, and you've got an established background with each other, because of this sense of comfort and understanding with each other. But if you are just meeting this person, they want to offer you the chance to make happy memories. So I feel that this person, I think, generally with these three cards, wants to offer you a long-term secure relationship, because we've got the King of Wands, and this is my favourite card in the deck. You know, they mutually support each other. It's a mutual decision to commit to the other person. It's they're perfect equals. They're very nearly the same height. I know she's got heels. You know, there's no, you know, there's nothing between their skin. They're just completely, you know, committed to each other, and there's warmth, and he's got a happy face there, and she's safe and secure and snuggled in with him, but they've mutually decided that this is the way it's going to be. So they're offering you the possibility of being in an equal relationship with them, one where they can support you and you support them. They don't want to be the one that, you know, carries you, or that you carry them. They don't want it to be, you know, they want it to be an equal relationship where the past binds you. And by that, again, if it's a new relationship, where you will look back, you know, and have those memories together. I think it's really that simple. They want to marry you and stay with you forever. And that's what they're offering. You know, and it's a quiet, it's all about quiet. It's, you know, the kind of relationship where it's without words. So they might not need to come forward and feel the need to say these things to you, but they are offering them to you. Whereas you've got like swords and the Chariot, you're much more overt. These are a quiet, controlled, you know, like the quiet person in the corner that's mysterious and full of depth, but they don't say much. The quiet stranger. This is sort of representative of them, whereas you're the life and soul of the party through these swords. Now, that doesn't mean that you're incompatible and it can't work. It just means at the moment they're offering you quiet strength and commitment. And what you're offering to them, we've got the King of Swords. So I think that they are on your mind. But it seems to be in dealings with other people. This is about fondling. And I think I did sort of go, ooh, when it came, because it's interesting. That's my favourite card. And I think this is possibly the one I hate the most, because it just looks so miserable and sad and emotionless and just sort of dismal. Nobody looks like they're having any fun in that card. They're all unhappy, and he looks like he doesn't want to be there. That red-haired girl doesn't want to be there. His wife's looking through the window going, I hate them both, how dare he. But this is about strength, weirdly, different kinds of strength, and I've always struggled with trying to understand how it applies to this, but it is strength. They all have to be strong. She has to be strong because you get this sense of that she's obliged to do this for the King of Swords, so that takes a certain type of strength. He's got this strength because you know, he looks like he doesn't want to look at his wife but to get on with this. Well, it's not pleasant, but it takes a sort of strength to ignore your sense of obligation to do what you want. And it takes a strength to know that your partner is doing these things and that it's something you must tolerate. Well, of course, in our modern world, none of that's true, or modern Western world. She doesn't have to put up with him cheating on her. He doesn't have to cheat or be married to a wife that he feels the need to cheat on. And she, hopefully, doesn't need to satisfy the lusts of the King of Swords if she doesn't want to. And it looks to me like she's ready to grab that sword and shove it in him. But it also looks really weird because he looks like he's actually pushing her away a bit. So I do find this interesting in that you can offer this person all different types of strength. So maybe there's something more complicated going on within you that you have to deal with, lots of different issues, but you're strong enough in order to deal with them, in order to be in this relationship, and that's what you can offer them, the strength. For some of you, it's manifesting as that you can ignore the other things that are going on in your life, because it could be read that the King of Swords has got his wife on his back, he's being pestered by this woman, but really he's got something he needs to think about and he's going to do it. So you could offer them in this relationship, in a sense, although it's really weird, your undivided attention to discuss things. We've also got the Ten of Swords, which is actually specifically in this deck talks about transforming pain and allowing it, accepting that you're in pain and allowing it to change you and transform you into something stronger. So we've sort of got strength and strength. So what you can offer this relationship is, I think, the strong person you are based upon the foundation of your past failures in relationships. You know, if you've just met this person and you're a bit cold and you're not sure, you know, you might be thinking, well, makes sense, this is a warm and lovely person, but I'm a bit jaded and I'm not sure I'm willing to open up my heart to someone in case I get stabbed, because I've had bad partners before and they've left their mark in me, and I'm scared because it hurt and I don't want to go through that again. You've got to accept that you did hurt, that it was a failure, that it was miserable and it really hurt you. And you've got to allow it to make you a stronger person and possibly a better partner. Because we've got the Chariot, which obviously is about determination, but in this deck it's got the word conquest attached to it. I think you do have the power in yourself to overcome these issues. I think some of you, because the Ten of Swords there, some of you are thinking this isn't going to happen with this partner, whether it's a relationship's going to end or a new one's not even going to get off the ground. I think you think it's not going to happen. But what I'm here to tell you is that actually it can. Because I think you can conquer your fears and your sort of emotional detachment, which is symbolised by this King of Swords, emotional detachment. It talks about changing your strategy. it looks like you're retreating, but you're not. In fact, you're going back to have a look to see actually which direction should I try next time. And so if you're thinking, I can't come forward and embrace this King of Wands, you can. You just have to think, well, it didn't work in my other previous relationships. A, B and C went wrong, but maybe with this new person, if I don't do any of those things and go for option D, it might work. If you try letting go, you know, this sense she's sitting there sobbing and her partner's now with another woman, there's nothing she can do to stop that. But if she just sits in a room and sobs and lets all the pain sort of bleed out of her and sort of leave her refreshed and ready to move on. Remember, the Ten of Swords is the end of a cycle. So something has to be ended, and I suspect it's a sense of failure or a sense of pain, a sense of detachment has to be ended. And you can offer that to this new person. And this is a communicator as much as you are, because we've got two swords here. So I suspect that you are good with words and your thoughts. They'll be able to do that because they're the sort of person that likes to discuss and communicate. You might have to try communicating in a new way, but that's all right. You've got the Chariot. You can adapt and change. And they're willing to commit to you on an equal level because that's what they want. That's what they can offer you in this relationship. And you can offer them adaptability, which is very important if you do actually need to adapt in order to make a success of the relationship. Certain emotional detachment there. So I don't see any more. I think if you are in a relationship for a long-standing relationship, I think the same applies. That you've got to get over this emotional detachment and you've got to change what's been going on in the relationship in order to make a success of it, to adapt what you've been doing. So those of you that chose option 4, that is your reading. Please let me know in the comments section if it resonates with you, if it makes any kind of sense to you. I wish you all the best of luck for the future, both of you. Please take very good care of yourself. And thank you very much for listening to me. Goodbye.